Awesome. So we have 16 people on, everyone. Let's get started. Like I mentioned before, I want to be mindful of everyone's time. I'm sure you guys have other things to do today. But thank you so much for being here. We're going to learn all about detox, nutrition, natural medicine, meditation, stress management. In a nutshell, concentrating more on medicine, natural medicine, essential oils for healing, alleviating symptoms of illness. And we'll go more into that. And so I'm going to share my screen. All right, everyone can see the screen?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. I'm going to try to control the mute.
Sylvia, where are you?
I'm over here listening to this.
I want to mute my mom.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you.
So periodically I may go in and mute, but you guys are welcome to chat in the chat box. So if you know where that is, just look for the chat box and you can always ask questions there. Typically we'll answer questions at the end of the class because sometimes people, they have a lot of questions and that's awesome, but it may take up a big chunk of the class and before you know it, we're here for 2 hours and I know that most of us just don't have the time. So, so we just want to make sure that we are saving those questions on the chat box, and I'm gonna put everyone on mute. Okay, we're good. And if you're not on mute for whatever reason, just try to be in a quiet environment. Okay, thanks you guys. All right, so like I mentioned, chat in the chat box if you have any questions. Okay, I'm gonna get started. Introduction to essential oils, y'all. Why are we here? This is so important. I noticed because I work at Hippocrates Wellness. It's one of the most prestigious, largest holistic centers in the world. We're located in South Florida. I'm also a leader with doTERRA, which is the dominant natural medicine company in the world. So I work with both companies. It's got to admit some new people are coming in. And we're all about holistic living, natural health, and using natural modalities to prevent illness and to heal people properly. I'm more into integrative. So I do work along with conventional physicians and nurses as well, but they're integrative. So they believe in both modalities. They believe in, some conventional methods when what's important. Someone, needs surgery or synthetic drugs. It's not always necessary, but sometimes it is. And we're just going to focus here on how to prevent illness and heal properly with natural means. And we'll go more into that in just a little bit. So as you can see on the screen, these are the 10 basic oils we're going to cover. Here's why. There's hundreds of oils. If I were to go over all of them, there would not be enough time and it would probably be overwhelming for most of you. So we like to focus on these 10 because they were designed by the company to replace your medicine cabinet. So anything that you would typically run to Walgreens for that long wall of synthetic drugs, which are all poisonous to some extent, right? We teach people how to use natural essential oils to alleviate those symptoms without introducing new poisons into the body. A lot of people don't realize that you can alleviate the same symptoms without using a synthetic drug. So if someone has diabetes, for instance, I would not tell them to get off their insulin shots. I'm not a physician, that's a liability for me. And of course they need that. I'm talking about the drugs that we find at Walgreens. Because a lot of times people, they're like, oh, I can't sleep, or I have indigestion, I have acid reflux, my back hurts, I have a cough. And we're programmed to think that we have to go to a drug for that. But drugs are poisonous. And over time, it turns into chronic illness. So it's good to at least have these on hand so you can alleviate these symptoms naturally without having to go to the drug. And I promise you, they're just as effective and they're far safer in most cases. So let's get right into it. You can see, and I'm sure you guys have kind of reviewed this, how to replace your medicine cabinet using natural 10 essential oils in front of you: oregano, manuka, on guard, frankincense, lemon, lavender, peppermint, breathe, digestin, and deep blue. Okay. So why don't we all introduce yourselves? We'll start with Marlene.
Hi, I'm Marlene. I've been teaching essential oils for Well, it says 7 years on the screen. I need to update that. It's much closer to 9 years now. And I love it. I love helping people understand that there are ways, like Rodney said, to implement more natural things. And by the way, doTERRA is an essential oil company. We are the top selling essential oil company. But what I love to teach people is to utilize doTERRA not just for essential oils. And people are really surprised to know that though we sell the most essential oils in the world, we actually sell more supplements, vitamins, than we do oils. And a lot of people don't realize that because we're very well known as an essential oil company, but our supplements are instrumental in prevention. And we also have a lot of different products that all of you, I'm pretty sure, already purchased somewhere. And so what we love to do is really teach you how to utilize your discount accounts with doTERRA to get your oils, but also to get your supplements, to get your protein shakes, to get your vitamins, to get green cleaning, to get skincare. There's deodorant, like there's so many things that you're already purchasing. And at the end, we'll explain how you could truly swap where you shop with this company, get natural forms of all of these products, save money. We actually pay you to shop with us. And so I emphasize that because we're much more than essential oil company. And so this presentation is actually been shifted a bit because we have a new change that was just implemented. And those of you who are new on this class are going to be the first to be able to take advantage of those changes that I'll explain at the end. So that's why I want to emphasize this, because we want you to get started with oils, absolutely. But I love that we can really work with each of you individually and help you with your specific needs and goals in many different areas of wellness with much more than just oils. So that's my intention today, to help educate you all on what you can swap, what you can replace, what you can make more natural in your homes and for your bodies, and to teach you some really cool things about what makes this company so different than other things that you may see like at Target or Walmart or Whole Foods. So yeah, and I know we're having Rodney on, we have Natalie on that are going to be co-teaching with us. So that's really cool, because I love for like many voices to teach, because all of us experience many different things with the oils, and it's really cool to hear everyone's story.
Thank you for that, Marlene. Beautifully mentioned. And you guys have already probably met me, most of you. For those of you who have not, again, I'm Rodney Dodson. I'm a certified health coach by the American Association of Drugless Practitioners. I work at Hippocrates Wellness in their marketing department. And of course, I'm a wellness advocate with doTERRA. So I teach people all over the world how to live holistically. It's my passion. So I want Natalie and Danae to introduce themselves. I'm going to take them off mute just a little bit. Give me 2 seconds. Bear with me, guys. There, got it, finally. Okay, so I think with you two, Natalie and Danae, can you guys take yourself off mute?
Danae's not on mute, I don't think. I don't see her
Not
on
on
mute.
Okay, so let's start with Natalie. Can you introduce yourself? Let's keep it around 30 seconds. Thank you.
Okay. All right, I'm Natalie. I am a stay-at-home mom. I have 5 children, and I basically been using oils for probably about 5 or 6 years, but lately I've just been starting to want to like get chemicals out of my house and do things more holistically. And so I decided to start this full time. So yeah.
Thank you. Danae?
Hi, I'm Danae. I'm a mom of 2, and I also enjoy making soaps and a lot of skincare products. I actually have my own small business doing that. And that's what led me to doTERRA, because I really wanted top quality essential oils for use in those products, right? Because I love making products, but when I pour all my effort into it, I want it to come out just amazing. And that's what I found with doTERRA. And because I had those products, those essential oils in my house for adding to my products, they just started taking over. It was like, oh, wow, these ones are amazing for cleaning. And oh my gosh, adding a few drops of lemon into my water in the mornings is so good for me. And so I just realized there was so much more possibility for healing and wellness than just using them to scent things. So that's kind of my story with doTERRA.
Thank you so much, you both. Now, Danae and Natalie, this is their first class teaching online, and I'm so proud of them for being here. And so everyone who knows those two and you were invited by them, definitely follow up with them after the class is completed. We're so blessed to have them with us. Cool. So let's get started. I'm going to tap on this, and I know Marlene wants to explain some things too. But this book is amazing. I read it 10 years ago. Marlene sent it to me in the mail. Marlene speaks on independent radio against disease paradigm fraud often, and that's kind of where I met her. And this book is amazing. It's by Dawn Lester, which is a friend of Marlene's. And it just goes over the basics of health. And a lot of people, unfortunately, aren't familiar with the very foundation. It's simple. People get ill because of toxic overload, malnutrition, and heightened emotional stress. As convoluted as the medical industry would have you believe, so you run to the experts every time. It really is simple that you can just care for all three sectors of your health. And for the most part, you'll be good to go. And you can heal. So, and I want to mention, you know, there's variations to everyone's situation. Sometimes you're exposed to things that you can't take. There may be mutations in genetics, you know, so, but in most cases, they say 95% of illnesses are voluntary through diet and lifestyle choices. And so that's where we really need to come together as a community and learn, because as you know, the authorities, quote unquote, are not interested in teaching us these things. But we won't go there. Okay, so next. Cool. So the first cool thing about essential oils, let's have Natalie go through this. Natalie?
Okay, awesome. Sorry, my dog is kind of barking. And okay.
Oh, no, you're
First
fine.
cool thing about doTERRA essential oils is that they're 100% safe and natural. There's nothing added or taken away from our oils. There's no additives, and there's no side effects or addictions. They are 100% like pure essential oils. They're safe for babies, for children, adults, and the elderly. The oils are extracts from plants that have amazing health benefits. A pure oil is about 50 to 70% more times more powerful than herbs. And then 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is equivalent to drinking 28 cups of peppermint tea. So they're really potent, and where you get them from matters. Don't use third parties. doTERRA is like straight basically from the farm to doTERRA. So that's where our oils come from.
Thank you so much. And I just wanted to mention, I just put a drop of peppermint on my hand with rosemary. Rosemary increases memory by 75%, and peppermint increases test scores by 10% when they implement it in public schools across the country. SATs and FCAT scores increase. So now they're using it in auditoriums. So if you have your peppermint, your doTERRA peppermint and rosemary, I suggest you use it because it's going to help you to focus and be present. And so I use it every time I'm doing consults and teaching classes, and it really, 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 really helps, especially for kids, you know, going to school and stuff. So thank you so much for that, you guys. Quality does matter. If it's not from a third party, non-affiliate laboratory, if they're not having these purity testings done, we don't know where they're coming from. doTERRA essential oils are the only company in the world that publishes their papers. The only oil company. What does that tell you about other oil companies? Like, what are they hiding? It's a highly unregulated industry. So 95% of the oils in the market are contaminated, adulterated. Some of them are just synthetic perfumes. And that's actually causing the exact opposite of what doTERRA does, which is to heal. And those are actually causing illnesses. So we want to be very, very careful we get them. Remember that doTERRA oils are also sourced from their natural environment. So we have about 50 nation partnerships. Our frankincense comes from Yemen. Our tea tree oil comes from Australia. Our lemon oil comes from Italy. Our lavender comes from France. And why do we do this? Is because the oils are far more potent when they're harvested in their natural environment. A lot of people don't know, but every time we pick up an oil, we have to ask ourselves, where does this come from? And most of them come from brokers. And what that means is these companies they don't own their own farms. They're actually purchasing from brokers, and brokers gets it from like farmers, and they're paying them like slave labor wages. And so the community suffers, the farmer and his family, his or her family suffers. And so doTERRA does not work with brokers. They work directly with the farmers to pay them good wages that they deserve. And to help the overall community, they provide them clean food, water, equal rights, and education. So every time, again, we pick up a bottle, we have to ask ourselves, where did this come from? Who's being affected by this bottle? So we know that we're using the purest, the most effective, and that people are thriving because of this company. We are so blessed. Awesome. So let's go to the next one. So this one, I guess I'll go to this one. What I love about these oils is they're CPTG established, like I mentioned before. CPTG, you guys, is an in-house safety panel. So basically we have scientists and laboratories that work in-house, and then we also have non-affiliate laboratories that do testing on the outside of the company. That's very important. As you guys probably know, the pharmaceutical industry, just to use as an example, they'll do safety testing, but in-house. That's very suspicious, you know what I mean? Because they want to sell their product. And so if they're doing their own safety studies, that's kind of a conflict of interest, wouldn't you say? So doTERRA does not do that. They test their own, but they also have non-affiliate laboratories testing them as well. And you can actually go on the back of the bottle, there's a code, put that code in to the third-party testing and see the exact chemical composition and purity of every single batch. And every single batch is tested. And it's only required in the United States that every 1,000 batches be tested. That's just another way that doTERRA goes above and beyond the average testing and standards. Pure means there's no foreign contaminants or fillers. Potent means that each plant was grown in a part of the world where, like I mentioned before, that plant grows best, resulting in the absolute best chemistry for that plant. Since our inception 14 years ago, we've never had one third party fail. That's important. That's why we're used in hospitals and universities. Keep that in mind too. We're actually used at Vanderbilt Hospital, and we're used in many doctors' offices too. When you have the ideal natural chemistry, the essential oil extracted does exactly what we want it to do for our health.
Lo saqué
Hey guys,
de speaker y ahora no sé cómo ponerle de
if
speaker.
you guys
otra
could
vez.
put yourself on mute. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna put you guys on mute over here.
You could just mute everyone, Rodney, so that they can't unmute themselves unless you do it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Okay. Yeah. There you go. So, let me go up. Un momento, y'all. Mute. Okay, we're good. So, oops, go back. What I love about stuff. Okay, so when you have the ideal natural chemistry, like I mentioned before, the oil is actually going to work. I had a woman come to my class. She had a box of oils. She was late. She had to leave early too, but in the middle of the class, she was mentioning that she had debilitating cancer, and she was really excited because she got frankincense and myrrh. Now I was explaining how frankincense and myrrh are really good for cancer, but, and I want to be FDA compliant. You guys do your own due diligence, look up PubMed, frankincense, myrrh, lemon, and the word cancer, and you will be blown away by the studies that they've done. There's literally hundreds. And she was excited about her box, but we looked at the brand she was using, and they were literally synthetic fragrances. They actually cause cancer. So that's very important and very telling, right? Because a lot of people, and it just breaks my heart, they're trying, they're really trying, but they may not be given guidance. They didn't do their research on the company. So first and foremost, we're always safe with doTERRA. I don't have to question whether my peppermint is peppermint. It is peppermint. So don't have to rack your brain around that. So that's the first cool thing about doTERRA essential oils. They are 100% natural and safe. Okay. Oh, now essential oils are also cheaper. Let me see this one. First cool thing. They're cheaper than traditional medicine for many health issues. Actually, Danae, would you like to go over this one? You could just read off the screen.
Sure. So essential oils are cheaper than traditional medicine for a lot of health issues. Like, for example, an ear infection, we rub 2 drops of lavender and 2 drops of melaleuca around their ear. I've actually done this for my kids and it has worked wonderfully. And then you don't have all the issues later from gut health imbalances from antibiotics. So that costs us about 64 cents. I'm glad someone calculated that for me. Now, whether it costs you $20 for the copay and the prescription, or whether it costs $0 because you live in a country with free medical care, not here. Essential oils are still going to be less expensive than the gas for the trip out to town, the sitting in line in the doctor's office. You're going to miss work for that. You know, and I've been there, so I'm kind of paraphrasing this, honestly. And yeah, we still haven't taken into account the way antibiotics do harm your gut. That lowers your immune system overall. You're more likely to get sick later with additional problems. You're going to probably have to spend a good bit of money buying probiotics to try to replenish that natural gut balance after a round of antibiotics. So it does save hundreds of dollars a year in medical costs when you start using essential oils. Really, you can't afford not to use essential natural solutions. And that's why they're cheaper. Yes, I've felt that raising my kids. So
Thank you so much for that. And you guys, I'm sure we've all felt that. Here and there, by the way, you guys, I'm admitting new people, and unfortunately I don't have my mouse visible, so I sometimes have to get off the PowerPoint just to do that. So my apologies. So yes, thank you so much. Beautifully said. That's super important, you guys. Let's face it, effective oils are important. We want the best, but at the same time, we want to save money. I mean, a lot of my clients, they get discouraged because they feel like they have to spend all this money at the grocery store. I mean, Whole Foods does mark everything up like 300%. I don't think that's even a joke. I think it's kind of true. So just remember that with doTERRA, like Marlene mentioned, they pay us to shop with them. And I get 35 to 40% of the products I used to purchase at the grocery store on my doTERRA account. And I save a tremendous amount of money living holistic, but not spending a fortune at the same time. And then this is very telling as well. Cool. So the first cool way to use essential oils aromatically, Natalie, do you want to go over this one?
Sure. Okay. So we have a few ways. Sorry, my screen. Okay. We have a few ways to use essential oils. The first way is aromatically. Right under the bridge of your nose is the, sorry, I can't see very well, is the olfactory nerve. This nerve sends messages to the limbic system in your brain, which in turn sends messages all over your body very quickly. The second way, there are points on our feet that connect to areas all over our body, and the oils are absorbed into the body much faster via the feet. Apply where you have discomfort, pulse points for emotions. And I'm going to just like go on a little tangent. I use Balance on my kids' feet every single morning. And like when they don't feel good, we do On Guard. So, and they do help. Who thought like feet would be like somewhere to absorb, but yeah. Okay. And then the third way to use essential oils is internally. These essential oils are not only safe to use internally, they are recommended. You can put them in your mouth or drink them in water. If you don't like the taste, then put them in a veggie capsule. It's like concoctioning your own little natural remedy.
Thank you for that. And I just want to mention, you guys, I got really sick with a cough or whatever. And that was like it was about a year ago. And I used 5 doTERRA oils, oregano, On Guard, a few other ones. And it was the next day, it completely went away. And I felt it was so bad that my head was hurting and everything. And I didn't know what those symptoms were. I didn't get diagnosed for it, but the next day it was gone. And that, anytime that someone gets a cough, it doesn't mean you're unhealthy. Sometimes the body just needs to purge something out of it, whether it be pathogenic, could be toxins, but the oils are very detoxing and they help to heal the body from pathogens. So they do both. I want to mention, for those of you who stay with us, we do have a raffle prize at the end of the class. So just comment with your email. Make sure you comment in the chat box with your emails. And if you want, you can put your phone number, but email definitely. and we'll make sure you put into the raffle, okay? And I believe Marlene has another gift for you too, so we'll go into that later. Cool, so limonene, simply add drops to water. So you guys, this is basically the compound that's found inside citrus oils. Citrus oils are very healing. They detoxify the body, they break down petrochemicals. That's primarily the reason why a lot of people get sick, because there's a lot of clogging in the receptor sites of your cells because of toxic overload that's spilling over into the cells because there's just too much. We're exposed not just to pollution, but the chemicals in our food and water and even our tap water. When we shower and we're breathing that in. So not that we want to live in a bubble, but we want to incorporate these beautiful oils and of course, diet and nutrition to make sure that we can combat these things, because our bodies are just not evolved for this kind of abuse, basically, because now there's over 150,000 new synthetic chemical compounds dispersed into the environment. We didn't have that 100 years ago. So just keep that in mind. So these oils are very detoxing. They purge the body of synthetic toxins. They boost the immune system. They're anti-cancerous, and definitely look up PubMed. Don't take my word for it. These are science journals that are collected from all over the world, and they're very powerful. So you can kind of check through this and see what these oils do if you guys want to look through it. They're good for digestion, sluggish bowels, and like I mentioned, very detoxing. Give me two.
And it's simple, Rodney. It's a simple thing. Like it's a couple drops in your water every day. So, you know, health doesn't have to be so complicated. You know, just getting small little baby steps and habits that we create throughout the day can really help. And something like throwing a couple drops in your water, just keeping that right in the kitchen, you know, close by your side, is something so simple. And it makes the water taste better too, you know? So it's like you have all these choices: tangerine, lemon, grapefruit, lime, green mandarin, whatever the flavor you enjoy. And it's going to make the water taste better. And it has so many great benefits in addition to that. So just keeping it super simple. That's one habit everyone can start their day with and do throughout the day. That's going to be really instrumental in so many different things, but it's also very simple. It's just a matter of
when I listen to it, it's on.
Hey, you guys, if we could mute, if you're not mute, if you could mute yourself, because unfortunately I can't mute everyone. I don't know why. But yeah, if you could mute yourself, thank you. Okay, thank you so much, Marlene. Like Marlene mentioned, it is definitely having a lot it's very simple. We don't have to memorize all the chemical compounds in these beautiful oils, the terpenes. I don't know all of them. We don't need to know all of that. If you're interested, definitely research more, but it's simple. You just, for instance, with lemon oil, take 2 drops in water every day. Okay, sometimes twice a day. Okay, so this one I wanted, Natalie, did you want to go over the oregano?
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
All right, so oregano oil, it contains a compound called carvicorol.
I can't either.
Which is antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, and has antiparasitic properties. It helps protect cells, genetic material, contains 50 compounds with anti-pathogenic actions capable of destroying both RNA and DNA viruses, destroys viruses outer coating without harming your cells. This is probably one of the #1 oils besides On Guard that should be in everybody's holistic medicine cabinet, in my opinion. It helps with, so primary benefits are used as a powerful cleansing and purifying agent, provides immune enhancing benefits, supports healthy digestion and respiratory function, has an excellent source of antioxidants. So some of the uses are: take 1 drop daily to boost immunity with seasonal threats, or when seasonal threats are high. Oregano essential oil and fractionated coconut oil on the bottom of your feet to help boost your immune system, and mix 1 or 2 drops with water. Oh, she's blocking me. I can't read. I can't read it now because of her comment.
Oh,
Sorry.
you're fine.
Okay.
And
Okay.
gargle, just gargle an irritated throat.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank
was like,
you.
Danae makes a really good point though, because and I just want to like emphasize this because I've been doing this, like I said, for almost 10 years. And I've had clients with like 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds that have been diagnosed with things like strep throat and all these different infections that then they would be put on an antibiotic for. And I always say, well, try the oregano, you know, you have nothing to lose. And like Danae said, she uses it with her chickens. That's one of the first ways that I learned, you know, because I was like, well, when we go to the supermarket and we want to buy chicken, we want to make sure we buy the one that's like 0 antibiotics, 0 hormones, right? And they charge way more money for that chicken too, when it's 0 antibiotics and 0 hormones. So I was like, well, how do they do that? Because chickens get sick. That's why they have antibiotics, and or they do it even preventatively to keep them from not getting sick. And yet, you know, they're letting them sell these chickens to us. And I know there's science behind this, because they're not going to let you buy chickens that don't have antibiotics if they haven't replaced that with something that science proves does what the antibiotics does. So I started researching what they use in the poultry industry, and it's oregano. And so like Rodney said, you go to PubMed, and this is from PubMed. This study that I put in this presentation came straight out of a medical journal, and it proves that it does exactly what they use it for in chickens. But if you go to a doctor and you tell them this, they'll look at you like you're crazy if we want to use it for ourselves. And it's like, but it works for the chickens, and they can take it and they stay healthy, and we get to pay more money to buy this chicken with no antibiotics, because for that industry, you know, it makes sense and it's convenient for them to use this method so they can make more money. In another industry, our health industry, it's not convenient for us to be able to use something that we don't need them for to heal us, right? So that was like an aha moment for me, where I was like, well, if it's good for the chickens and it's proven and the FDA approves it and everything, then I'm going to try this. And it's literally been probably, I don't know, 25 years since I've taken an antibiotic synthetic, you know, ever again in my life. And not that there haven't been issues that I'm pretty sure a doctor would have tried to give me one for. Oregano does the job. Now, this oregano, even if you're familiar with oregano, if you've taken oregano, you know, from other health food stores, let me emphasize, unless you're Rodney and you have like a superhero throat and tongue, you do not want to put this oregano directly onto your mouth, directly into your mouth. You want it in a veggie capsule, or you want it diluted. It is extremely potent and spicy, and it will burn your mouth. So it's very, very, very strong. But that's why it will take care of those issues, especially when you catch them right when they're starting, when that first little tickle happens, when those few extra sneezes happen that, you know, you're like, something's going on with me today. Start right then, and you will knock it out before it knocks you out. Okay. So I love that Danae brought up the chickens, because I always mention that in my classes about the chickens and how I learned like that's what they use for their antibiotics.
Yeah, I love that we have just different people with different perspectives and experiences with these beautiful oils, and we can share that together. And I wanted to mention, you guys, doTERRA is going to be the first oil company in the world to publish a peer-reviewed paper in partnership with Johns Hopkins University. And so that just says so much in what we're doing to help the medical establishment by disrupting it, you know, saying, well, you know, you guys could really start using more natural stuff. I mean, there's a huge resistance regarding antibiotics. And I want to mention this also, is that I notice a lot of my clients who are suffering from neurological disorders like anxiety and depression, they started to experience it when they were teenagers. Around that time, you notice a lot of teenagers get strep throat and mono and stuff, and they take antibiotics. And it messes up their gut, and that's your second brain. That secretes more serotonin than your brain does. And when it's out of order, there's malfunction, you're going to start getting depressed and having anxiety and stuff. And, you know, if you go to a psychotherapist, they would never connect the dots. They would just say, oh, you have a chemical imbalance. Maybe true in some cases, but I think in my research, really it has to do with the gut and toxicity, malnutrition, stress, trauma is a big one too. Let's not leave that one out. So anyway, moving forward. Okay, this is a great one. I'm going to cover myself. This is also anti-pathogenic, boosting the immune system. We had our On Guard blend on PubMed. Again, if this word is alien to you guys, look up PubMed. That's where peer-reviewed papers and journals are collected from all over the world. We're not affiliated with this. And our On Guard blend was on PubMed for killing the H1N1 influenza virus. And this is a beautiful story that goes back hundreds of years, that this exact blend was used by a group of thieves when they were stealing from the dead corpses during the bubonic plague, and they wouldn't actually get sick because they would be consuming these herbs, very powerful herbs for anti-pathogens and boosting the immune system. And this is actually 50 to 70 times stronger than the dry herb. Remember, the oils are much more powerful than the dry herb. I'm gonna let someone in. Someone's trying to get in, so there we are. Hi, Jasmine. Okay. Because sometimes we don't realize, like, one vial of lemon is the equivalent of 48 lemons, just to give you an idea of how powerful they are. Okay, On Guard Plus soft gels. I'm gonna put you on mute, my friend. There we go, okay. So again, this goes into On Guard. On Guard is a blend of oils for boosting the immune system, killing pathogens. Like I mentioned before, it kills the H1N1 virus. If it can kill that virus, I promise you it'll kill all the little germies on your kitchen cabinets. And it's in all of our cleaning products, including our toothpaste and mouthwash. Take 1 or 2 per day, prevent symptoms or treat mild symptoms. This is On Guard on the left. You'll see On Guard Plus. That's got not just the On Guard, but also oregano, melissa, and black pepper. Melissa was proven to kill herpes simplex 1 and 2. All right. And so, but naturally, not synthetic. So it's also good for a plethora of other things, but they also kill those pathogens without the side effects of an antibiotic. On the right side, you'll see On Guard beadlets. You can use those in place of Tic Tacs and gum. You just pop it in your mouth, it freshens your breath and gives you all those medicinal properties to boost your immune system. I had a client, actually, I think she's my friend too, my colleague. She's probably on this call, and she was having some throat issues during our membership overview together. And she took either the beadlets, or I think she put a couple drops in her water, and she was just like amazed. She's like, oh my God, my throat doesn't itch anymore. And I'm like, see, they work. And you didn't have to take a, throat lozenge packed with aspartame. Okay, effects of oils on the blood. So they did an experiment, and you guys, not only when you put these oils in your feet, are they proven to affect every cell in the body within about 30 minutes or so. Marlene can correct me if that's the right number. But also
30 seconds.
It was 30 seconds. Wow, thank you. But also they did a study where they looked under a microscope, but they used our balance oil on the bottoms of the feet, and the specimen within like minutes, they checked the microscope again for their blood. And they found that the last results before they did the essential oil on the feet, all the cells were clumped together and they weren't functioning properly. It's like a beehive, and the bees aren't actually working. Well, what's going to happen? The hive's going to fall apart, right? So the next result, after they used the oils on the bottoms of the feet, they look like this. So as you can see, the oils are extremely healing for the environment of these cells by unclogging the receptor sites and helping to clean them and their DNA, and helping to repair their DNA and protecting it as well. Frankincense is really known for that, very much so. And that's big, you guys, because we need to make sure our cells are taken care of. We got to take good care of them because they take care of us when they're healthy, Cool. So Marlene can cover this part.
I have to give you some Frankie, Papi.
I'm gonna put you on mute.
Why don't you can't keep it on mute? They don't stay on mute when you do it, Rodney.
Yeah,
That's
some of
weird.
them. Yeah, sorry about that.
When you set up the link, Rodney, it lets you in the registration to say you put everyone on mute, and then they're not allowed to take themselves off.
Oh, thank
This
you.
thing, I don't know what happened with this thing. I also want to mention that I highlighted the On Guard Plus because, like Rodney said, it has the melissa, it has the black pepper. Those are really strong antivirals. And right now, everyone's just like shaking in their boots, right? For viral situations happening in the world. And that melissa oil is one of our most expensive oils. It's like $115 for a tiny little bottle, like, can't see me with the background, but like tiny little bottle. And those pills are like $25. and they have the Melissa, they have the black pepper, they have the oregano, and they have the On Guard, which I mentioned. Oregano, you have to put in a capsule. So if you're like me and you're not great at like putting all the drops in capsules all the time, especially when you're feeling sick and you just want to lay down, I like for people to have the pill form right in their medicine cabinet, because it's all set for you. It has all the powerhouses in one, and it's $25, and you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars for all 4 oils. So I always say everyone should have that in their medicine cabinet preventatively, just in case something happens, you know, because now it's there. And as soon as those symptoms pop up, again, you can knock them out with that powerhouse blend of On Guard Plus. Okay, then now for those of you who are new and don't yet have your discount accounts, we're going to go over a few kits that you can get started with. And what's the benefit of the kits is that when you get a kit, or when you get a certain PV amount in your order, which is basically dollar amount, PV amounts, kind of similar, you don't pay a fee, an enrollment fee, which you get for a discount for the whole year when you get your oils. Normally that's $35. And so I'm going to highlight a couple of the kits. I like to highlight this one because it has the vitamins. And like I said in the beginning, we sell more vitamins than we do oils, because it's all about nutrition, like that triangle said, right? Boosting your nutrition, eliminating nutritional deficiencies, eliminating toxins in the body and in the environment and in your home, and managing stress. And these vitamins have omegas, they have essential oils within the omegas as well. So again, if you're like me and you're not that great at making those capsules every day, if you take your fish oils, you're getting your essential oils right there in them as well. And when you get them with your account, with your discount account, you're paying under $27 a bottle, which is really an amazing price for the quality, the bioavailability that you're getting. Okay, a 1 a day is not going to cut it. It's not going to give us the nutrients that we need. We need plant-based. We need the vitamins to come from where vitamins come from, you know, fruits and veggies. If they're not derived from that, our body doesn't really know what to do with them. So I love this kit because it gives you a little bit of everything. You got some vitamins, you got your cream, the Deep Blue, which is incredible for pain and inflammation and migraines and menstrual cramps and all kinds of things. You got some probiotics, which if you've ever taken an antibiotic, you probably need some probiotics, right? A digestive enzyme, which is great. Again, like Rodney said, mental health is a great deal, gut health, and in general, health begins in the gut. And many people that we work with have digestive issues. So whether you do or not, it's really good to have digestive enzymes, you know, even if it's for certain meals, maybe that you take that are going to take a little bit more work for your body to break down. Because as we get older, our bodies do not produce as many enzymes as it used to, especially with some of the things in our diets. It affects all of that as well. So this is a really great just package that has a little bit of everything that you'll need. And then you have the oils. We have frankincense in there, which is one of our priciest oils too. It's one of our most precious oils. It's amazing for inflammation. It's the most anti-inflammatory substance known to man. It's incredible for brain health, anti-cancer properties, beautiful anti-aging properties. Okay. You have lavender for your rest. You have lemon for your water. You have your On Guard, which we talked about a lot as well, for your immune system. Okay. And balance is there. That's the one that Natalie mentioned she put on her children. And that's the one that was actually used in that blood sample that we looked at a little bit earlier. So this one is $195 and it waives your fee. So you don't have to worry about that. And you're getting, basically, you're paying like $20 a product, if that, you know, so it's a huge savings from what you would spend if you were to buy these individually. The vitamins alone cost $50. So you're basically paying even less than the wholesale price that you would get, you know, for your, when you go to reorder them. So getting started with a kit like this, especially if you've been thinking about, you know, I really want to start taking vitamins. I want to supplement my diet, which we all need to be doing because unfortunately our diets are just deficient. The soil's deficient. The food is not what it used to be, you know, so we need to supplement. So I love this kit. It's one of my favorite kits, but that said, there's an even more favorite kit that I have now, but it's brand new. And you are some of the first people that will get to experience that one. So we'll go into that one at the end. The next one, I think, is, if Rodney, if you want to go to the next one, these are the oil kits. And these, if you're really looking to just get started with oils, I do recommend adding a couple other things to your package to, again, make it more, more inclusive of everything you're going to need for your wellness. But we do have a few packages that are a big savings. You have and that picture, I had sent you a new one, Rodney, because you had to change it. You didn't change it because they changed the bigger kit a little bit. It has a different diffuser now. We just had like every year things change a little bit, and they just changed that kit. The diffuser is a little bit different, but the size of the oils is basically the difference of what you're getting. So it's $270 for the big one, $160 for the small one, where you're basically saving $210 to get the bigger kit because you're not even paying double the price of the small one. But both are good choices. I prefer for you to get a little bit of everything and not just focus just on the oils, but some people just are ready to like really play with their oils and get started with oils. So we do have those kits available as well. They all come with diffusers too. So if you don't have a diffuser, it's really good to start with that too, because you can get all the aromatic benefits, get them in every room of the home, and then everyone in the home can benefit from that, even if they're not physically putting it on their body. Okay. And the last way to go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Just wanted to mention that image. Thank you. I'm going to definitely replace it next time. And then I did change the numbers. And also for those of you who wanted the raffle prize really quick, you can comment in the chat box that your email. Otherwise, I have no way to get a hold of you. So if you want the raffle that we're doing at the end of the class, just make sure in the chat box that you give us your email. And also, if you have any questions, I'm happy to give you my phone number and email. And we'll do that at the end of the class. Okay.
Then the next kit that's my favorite, and it's brand new, is basically the customized one. So it essentially means as long as the order reaches $150, approximately dollars to PV. So it's even cheaper than our smallest kit of essential oils, which is $160. As long as we reach 150 PV. So if your products are equal value PV to dollars, and you'll see that, as you're ordering online, then that fee is also waived. So you don't have to pay the $35, and you can get a little bit of everything. So what I recommend doing for this kit is you get a few oils. Maybe there's a couple issues you really want to target right away. Maybe it's that immune system. Maybe you want to prevent, what's going on in the world right now. And that's a really important one for you. Maybe it's pain. Maybe you get these migraines that are like an issue, or digestive problems, right? So let's target a couple of your issues specifically with oils. Emotions, definitely. We all need oils for sleep, for emotions, for stress, just to clean the air, right? Your citrus for your water, which is important. So we'll start with a few, and we'll help you decide what those will be based on your needs, So you work with the person that invited you to this class. If they're, doing this where they actually help people as a profession. And if they don't, I know Rodney, from what I heard and learned about Danae and Natalie, they're more than equipped to help you pick out some really good ones for your specific needs. So you pick a few oils. Here, I just highlighted a couple of the kits that come with 4 oils for $33 and $59. So this way, the rest of the money we're going to use to reach that 150 for other things. So you can go to the next slide, Rodney. Things like supplements. Okay, so these are some different, besides those vitamins, minerals, and omegas and everything that come in that 3-pack. There are also some other ones that are just, one bottle, and you can add these in for different things. We have those of you who are maybe looking to lose weight or maintain healthy weight. We have the metabolic blend that helps you with boosting your energy, burning fat, helping metabolism, helping appetite, helping cravings. Okay. Then we have adaptive. That one's for emotions, for anxious feelings, reducing stress throughout your day without making you sleepy. Because a lot of things that kind of calm you down can also make you sleepy. Adaptive won't do that. And this is something that I've featured it because a lot of the clients that come my way these days, in the past 2 years especially, one of the main issues, because of everything that we've just went through in the world and how that's impacted every facet of our lives, anxiety and depression are at like an all-time high. And people, what they take for those things can be really, really toxic and habit forming and dangerous. So adaptive is a really good substitute for that. And this way you get a little bit of that too. So you get a few oils, you get some supplements, the phytoestrogen. If you're a woman at any area or level or place in your life, cycle of hormone balancing, whether it's PMS to menopause, these supplements are a game changer. Like, I personally cannot live without them. And I'm not the best pill taker, but I'll tell you what, I do not forget these every day, because I want to make sure that when that time comes around, I'm not miserable. And who wants to feel crappy like 1 to 2 weeks out of every month? You want to feel okay and functioning, all throughout the month. And how many of us know that we're either out of commission for a few days, and just overall, even if we can function, we're bloated, we have soreness in parts of our body, we're cranky, we're craving a bunch of crazy stuff. Like, our hormones just go cuckoo sometimes. And these are amazing at balancing our hormones. Now, even though they're called phytoestrogen, people get scared and they think that means that they're going to get like some boost of estrogen in their body. And that's not what this does. It balances our hormones, and it also eliminates a synthetic estrogen that gets produced in the body when we're exposed to different chemicals and things like that called xenoestrogens. These help go in and eliminate those. And that's also a culprit in making our hormones all wacky and out of balance. So again, if you're a woman and whether you have hormones, even if you had a hysterectomy, like, we still need balanced hormones in our body. So phytoestrogen is something to definitely try if you have any kind of hormone problems or issues, or just any little symptom. If you're a woman, you need these in your life. Let's put it that way. You can go to the next one. There are a few other ones that are really good. Digestive issues, we have the Digestin oil, but we also have a pill form. I actually just took a couple of those earlier today because I was feeling a little off digestively. Acid reflux is also something that I see a lot in my practice, like a lot. Acid reflux, GERD, things like that. Really good for that. You can also rub that right directly on the body or take it internally. And then we have our gut cleanse. This is a powerhouse. This is going to help you. And I always recommend my clients do 1 to 2 detoxes per year. And you can do with one of these orders, you can do 2 to 3 detoxes, because it's only a 10-day cleanse. So you have enough in there to do a round of 10 days and then another round, a few months later. This helps detoxify the intestines. It boosts weight loss. It cleanses candida from our gut, which is really, like, it wreaks havoc on our bodies. So it's really, really good. And then you get your probiotic as well to then replenish all of that we're wiping out during the cleanse. So these are just some ideas. We have many more supplements in our line, but I'm just highlighting a few just so that you get the notion that, okay, I'm going to get a couple oils, I'm going to get a couple supplements that are kind of important to me. And again, based on your needs, we can guide you to different ones that we have. You can go to the next one, Rodney. And then also, not only is it important to detoxify our bodies internally, we have to detoxify our environment, right? What is in our home, what we're using to clean the home, to wash our clothes. I've seen people literally spray Lysol on their grocery bags when they come in. And I'm just like pulling my hair out. You know what I mean? So it's not just about detoxing our body, is also detoxing our environment. So we, in addition to the supplements and the oils, we have a whole line of skincare products, serums, body care. And now maybe, you're like Danae and you like to make your own. You could totally learn to do that with your oils as well. Or if you're like me and you just don't have the time to do that, I love that I can grab what doTERRA makes, and it's going to be something that is healthy for my body and that has the oils in them. And I have my favorites. Now, there's certain serums for my face I like to make myself, and there's certain things I like to buy. So you can mix and match that. And then our cleaning products are incredible. You can go to the next slide. We have a whole new line of cleaning products called Abode, and they even have these beautiful glass bottles that you can order with each individual one. that you can use for each thing. So like the first one is like a foaming hand wash. Then we have the hand lotion, a surface spray, and then the dishwashing liquid. And we also have dishwasher pods and laundry pods. So if you like even just using those pods, we even have those as well. So again, get to your 150 by getting a little bit of everything, you know, throw out the Snuggle, throw out the Downy, throw out the Clorox, throw out the Pine Sol. Like, let's start getting those chemicals out of our home and replacing them with much more natural things that you can get started with a little bit of everything that you particularly need. Maybe you're already into green cleaning. Great, awesome. We don't need to go into that part of it. But in my experience, working with people, when they get started, they're all about their oils for their migraines, but they're still cleaning with Clorox, which causes migraines, right? So it's like, let's eliminate the culprits of some of these symptoms by getting more natural things. That's why I'm so excited about customizing kits now, because we can get a little bit of everything that doTERRA offers and really replace things in the home that are contributing to some of the issues we may be experiencing. You can go to the next one. This is one of my favorite products too, and it shows a little, kind of like a little experiment they did, where in the bottom left, you see the control dish with pathogens. The bottom right and the top right is Lysol and Clorox and the effect and impact it had on that. And as you can see, with Lysol, it almost looks a little worse for some reason. And with Clorox, it did a little bit of a number on it. But then you see what On Guard did, and it pretty much obliterated the pathogens. So not only when you clean with essential oils are you protecting your immune system, protecting your body, protecting your food, your surfaces where you're going to put your food on later, you're also actually cleaning better with it than with a chemical. And it's more affordable. This one bottle of On Guard concentrate costs $14 with your wholesale account. And it makes 18 bottles of cleanser because it's a concentrate. You only need to put a tablespoon in each one. And you make 18 bottles. So it's under $1 per cleanser that you're making. You can't even go to Dollar Tree, which isn't even $1 anymore, right? To make one of these bottles of cleansers. So again, if you're still using Clorox and Lysol and Purell and these different things, this one bottle is going to replace all of that. Even, you know, Mop and Glow or whatever the heck people mop their floors with these days. I don't even know anymore, but it replaces that too, because it doesn't only clean surfaces, it cleans toilets, it cleans bathtubs, you can clean anything in the house with this one bottle. You could literally throw away boxes and drawers and cabinet full of horrible cancer causing, immune system destroying, respiratory system destroying chemicals with one $14 bottle. Okay, so promise me you're all going to do that. You're going to get rid of all that stuff and replace it with this one $14 bottle that you're going to make 18 cleansers for and pay under $1. Was it like 60-70 cents per bottle for this?
Can I mention something? I just wanted to mention, you guys, like 10 years ago, back in 2011 and 12, I used to protest against Monsanto, DuPont, Bayer, these big chemical companies. And it's so interesting because I know now, teaching these classes, I'm making a much bigger difference than I ever did in all the protests combined by teaching people to stop purchasing their products. Like, all those chemicals that they make are in our cleaning products. When we stop buying the cleaning products that are toxic, we start to weaken these seemingly unstoppable monstrosity corporations like these chemical companies. So remember, we all do our part every time we vote at the grocery store. And so when we're purchasing from doTERRA, we're voting for the environment. Keep that in mind. Okay.
And this is the same concept. It's just, besides the surface cleaner, what we're putting on our hands too. So that foaming wash, the sanitizer, which drives me crazy. People have it hanging from their purses and they squirt it. They spray the freaking shopping carts with this crap. I mean, I've seen pictures of babies with rashes all down their legs because they get seated in these shopping carts that are full of these horrible chemicals. Like, let's stop the madness. You need these things on you. So when you're out and about, when you have to put your baby in that shopping cart, you wipe it down with your own On Guard mist before you put the baby in there. You bring your little travel size foaming wash to public bathrooms, so you're not using that crappy antibacterial stuff, which, by the way, I pulled this direct from the FDA. This is not from like a natural health, website. This is the FDA website. You can look this up yourself. And they basically say that using those antibacterial chemical soaps are no better than soap and water. And in fact, prolonged use of them makes your body more resistant and can disrupt your hormones, which I just talked about earlier, right? Women and hormones, major issues with us with hormones. The last thing we want to do is do anything to disrupt them any more than they get disrupted already. And so you don't need them. They're not good for you. And we have the foaming washes both in On Guard and in the Abode line. We have 2 different ones. Very affordable. You can dilute them. You can keep them at home, obviously, but then also get a little, they sell them on, in fact, I'll even offer that here. Anyone who enrolls today and you get your foaming wash, I will send you the little travel size carrier for your foaming wash. You can keep it in your gym bag, keep it in your purse, and stop using those crappy chemical soaps in the public restrooms. Okay. I will do that for you guys. So Rodney, just make sure to send me an email with whoever enrolls. You can go to the next one.
Absolutely. Thank you. Marlene's so generous. So is doTERRA. Next.
And basically the other way to enroll is if if your budget is under 150-ish, because again, the PVN dollar amounts sometimes they're a little different. If it's under that, you could go ahead and pay the $35 if you want, and then order, whatever you want to get started with. So there is a budget for everyone, and that's another thing I love about doTERRA. There's no reason to wait for the next paycheck or to wait any longer to have natural medicine in your home, natural products in your home. If you can swing basically what it would cost to take your family of 4 out to the movies to buy popcorn and soda and ice cream after, it's basically the same thing you would be paying for one of these kits, under $200. If you can swing it, great. If not, start with something. And I love this phrase, instead of saying that's too expensive, try saying my health is not worth the investment, and see how that feels and how that sounds. And we all know it's worth it. Now more than ever, after what we've just been through the past 2 years, right? Like health is really high on like the priority list these days. So another thing that I'm going to offer to the people, and by the way, I know this is being recorded, so this isn't for people that watch this like a month from now. This is for people that are on the call today with us. The first 5 people who, if I don't know, there's 5 people on here. The first 5 people who enroll with
Well, that's what I'm trying to do now.
customized kit. Oh my
Put
God,
you on mute.
that's my mother. Ma, would you put it on mute, please? That's her, because it's her cell phone. Her cell phone gets off the mute. Because like I said, the oil kits have diffusers already, so you're good there. But if you get started with the customized kit, which you're going to get a couple of the supplements, a couple of the green cleaning, maybe some skincare, whatever it is that you specifically want, and you're only getting a few oils as well, instead of like a kit of oils, I will give a diffuser to those who start with the new customized kit, or with that first one that I talked about. It's the Healthy Habits kit that has like the whole vitamins and everything else, because those 2 don't come with diffusers. And I think it's so important to diffuse and to really understand the benefits of aromatherapy through diffusing, that I will gift you your diffuser if you get started with one of the other kits that doesn't come with a diffuser. So that is, and there's another, what is the other, there's another promotion in the month of April. Do you know what it is, Rodney, for people that enroll? Because I can't remember now. I know there's some kind of promotion this month though.
It's like, do they get a
I have to look it up.
Well, that
Yeah, there's something, when you talk to your person, like that's going to help you get enrolled and everything. They'll be able to tell you there's like an extra promotion. I just can't remember off the top of my head, because the month just started 3 days ago. So the new promotions are still like, I haven't learned them all, but those are just extra things I'll do for you. Your travel foamer for the public restrooms and your diffuser. And you'll also get a welcome package with some samples in there of different products. You get continuing education with us. This was a basic class. We go over some things, but there's so much more to learn. We could do a whole class just on skincare with Danae. We could do a whole class just on hormones or green cleaning or sleep, So that's one of the things you'll get with us, is that guidance on that wellness journey. Like, we're always coming up with new content to share with you, new education. Every month we do online classes to support our community. On my website, there are 8 classes that you can that you can take and learn all the different things. And if you're already enrolled and you haven't taken those 8 classes, please do it. Because you'll learn so much information on all these different areas of health. So I'm a big proponent of education and of people knowing how to use those tools that they have, because what's the point of having the best tools in the world if you don't know all the different ways that you can use them and really take advantage of them, that probably thousands of ways that one oil could be used, right? So that takes a lot of education, but you do it at your own pace. It's baby steps. And yeah, we're here to guide you, and it's absolutely my pleasure to do that. Rodney and I have been doing this for probably the longest of anyone on the call, and I know that we both, we just love it. It's the best job in the world. So we're here to guide you guys and happy to help and excited that you're ready to get started and grateful that you're here on a Sunday afternoon, learning about essential oils. Thank you to Danae for sharing and for teaching with us. It's like I said, it's always a joy to have new voices on. I've been doing this for almost a decade, so I know people probably get tired of hearing me going on and on about this stuff all the time.
Never.
So it's refreshing to have new faces and new voices join our team and be inspired, because I know you guys are doing this because you've been touched by these oils and you genuinely have a desire to spread that to other people. I'm well aware that that is the heart behind why we do this. It's not about a business. I mean, it is, but it's not, you know what I mean? It is, but it's so much more than that. And it really comes from a place of inspiration, of wanting to be part of the solution, right, of what's going on in the world today. And so I'm so grateful that you are both willing. I know this isn't easy to come up on here and talk in front of people. Thankfully it's online and we're not like sitting in a room with people like when we started with Rodney, that I used to push him out there to talk to groups of people and he'd be like, what are you doing? I can't do this. So he's come a long way, but it takes that, right? It takes us, wanting to be a part of the solution and to help people learn what we've learned about health and what's helped us throughout the years. So we love doing it. And we're so grateful to have you here today with us.
Yay, thank you guys. And I just want to mention, you guys, this is the diffuser that Marlene was talking about. It's one of them. And as you can see, it disperses all those healing chemicals into the air. Chemicals are both synthetic and healing natural chemicals. These are healing natural chemicals. These are not synthetic fragrances, totally different. So they disperse in the air, they help to heal the body, boost the immune system, all kinds of good stuff. So awesome. Well, I want to give everyone another chance to comment in the chat box with your email. Otherwise, I
go
can't
through, Rodney. I see a bunch of comments in there. Are there any questions there that they want us to answer?
Yeah, let's answer some questions. Betty says, thanks guys, doing great. Have a great Sunday. Thank you, Betty. Danae says, I use oregano for all these benefits in my chickens. Yep. Carissa Briggs, thank you for your email, Carissa. And then Connie says, love this, being a part of helping America be healthy and healing fills my giving cup. Thank you for this information and the webinar. Thank you, Connie, you're amazing. Connie's one of our nurses. She's a holistic nurse practitioner. And she will be teaching classes with me in Delray starting this month. I'm super excited about that. Rodney, can I talk to you for a few minutes after class? Yes, Colleen, I will definitely chat with you. Text me and we'll get together. I'm always here for you. Thank you for all the presenters. Yeah, so no questions, you guys, but if you have any questions, please comment or you can unmute yourself. Again, if you want to be entered into the raffle. And if you would like someone like myself or Marlene or Natalie or Danae or anyone who's invited you to this class to contact you to support you and get you started, just put your email there or phone number so we can contact you for that, or you can private message us any way that you can get a hold of us. All right, so how are we doing? Any questions? Okay. All right, sounds good. Okay, so you guys, for the rest of the day, enjoy your day, live holistically as always. Sending out all my love and thank you so much for being here with us, okay? And then that's it. Looking forward to seeing you guys in future classes and events. Bye everyone. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.